Yeah. Yeah, well that just goes to show, we can all be good at the same thing,
Yeah.
but we all have our own unique blueprint,
Yes.
our own specific skills. We all had a different experience, and yeah, there's so many factors that play in to finding your own unique client base.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was another thing that we learned. But
Hmm.
yeah, I actually forgot about that.
That is,
That was a bit of a
yeah.
that
You
was a
know.
spark
Oh
a
my God.
sparker.
Yeah, there was no story. And I'll go on to this and that. Like when the gym we were there, so it's from like 2018 to like 2019. It was like we were there like it's like anywhere between like 4 to 6 months.
Mm,
Around that period. The issue at our gym is like the guy who was on top didn't really, and I'm saying this out now. He didn't really have the like people skills to be in a managerial
yeah,
position,
I think that's the right.
this wasn't just something
Yeah.
coming from the trainers, even the members who were coming in, they were commonly coming to me, who was on the floor, the other trainers, and saying like, what's up with this dude? You know?
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, actually, yeah, that's something to talk about, is that the guy who actually opened the gym
Yeah.
had no passion for
Yes.
fitness. He had no experience in the personal training or fitness
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah.
So it really come across in his business, from the manager, from the people that he was hiring, um, just and the people that were actually joining the gym. It all has like a domino effect,
Yeah.
because his his way of thinking wasn't that fitness is first. It was about the money,
Yeah.
and that's where just everything went wrong.
Yeah.
Which is another thing to remember, to always focus on the purpose rather than the money, and then the money will come after the purpose.
Yeah, you even mentioned this about like some of your clients thinking of like the day to day. They're not thinking of the long
Mm,
term. I honestly, the one who was on top, he never really had a long term plan.
mm,
It was just short goals. Like one of the things that really made me like get like angry was he will, like the trainers like around that period. So this was like from like just coming into spring. So we finished like the winter and going into spring. Trainers were just dropping off like
mm.
quickly. You know what I mean? I was one of them. Maybe was one of them. It's like they were just kept on going up. And what I really just found like I was just so kind of pissed is he was like it's no big deal,
Mm-hmm.
they're replaceable, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking at that. I was like, man, so I really have no value here, because I could do everything right, I could
Mm-hmm.
have clients and that, but you're saying if I don't kind of go with the flow, I'm replaceable. And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, it did. Even before the lockdown, it did kind of get the wheels start turning. I was like, man, I really need to really crack down on my own business because no one is safe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Well,
Trust me.
this is the thing with these lockdowns. It
Yeah.
has really pushed people into realizing what their purpose is, which I'm so grateful for. Is it glitching, or is it slowed down? Is it
No,
okay?
it's still there. It was
Okay.
for a bit. Still fine. Don't worry. All good.
But yeah, so yeah, it's really pushed other people into their purpose. And even though this is making us feel like, they're in a lot of ways, we're having our freedom stripped away from us, but
Yeah.
what it's doing is it's actually setting us free. It's
Yes.
liberating us at the same time.
Yeah.
We've always been, you know in a way, subconsciously controlled by many
Yes.
things, and this has really opened our eyes into realizing,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's had control over me for way too long.
Yeah.
It's time to reclaim and step back into your power.
Exactly. Because again, that was beautiful. Just what you said, like about like the power. A lot of people, not even just working in like the fitness industry or like going that the systematic like 9 to 5 job. They're so like heavily reliant and
Mm,
dependent on like the pay at the end of the month, or like
mm-hmm.
when pretty much mostly it's like the end of the month every 2 weeks, and that because of that, I think they let a lot of stuff. They let a lot of stuff slide in front of them. They won't
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. Sometimes you want to stand up you know, to your boss and just be like, nah, this is BS. You know, you know, everyone's saying this, you know, and you know what I mean? You get to a point and no, I'm not going to take this anymore. But then you think about like, oh, I still got to pay my bills. I got to pay my car insurance. You know, I got, you know,
all of this, you know, you go to work, you come home, you switch on the television, and you do this and you do that, and then before you know it, you've got to wake up in the morning, and it just keeps going round and round and round and round. So this still is a perfect time to continue working on yourself and set yourself free for the future, because this great reset will create a massive split between you know, the hierarchies and the classes, you know, so the upper class and lower class. And it's really time to like nail down into where you want to go.
You really got to get into like you know, I call it like a business mindset. That's the difference, honestly. Like when we met, I wasn't thinking as a business, you know. It was like just like I go get this money, you know, I pay off my stuff. Then, as you said, by the end of the day, you know, you start watching Netflix, you gotta go to bed, and the next morning, you know, it's the same thing, you know. So it's like with not everything that's, you know, happened, especially last year. It's like I think more of a business now, you know, branding, you know, marketing, and the main thing of all of it is improving areas that, you know, you need to improve, like just being kind of more self-aware. You know what I mean? So,
Definitely, it has done that. So there's positive aspects and bad ones.
You know, there's pros and cons, you know, people like that.
You do have to go into the darkness to find the light.
Yes.
That's one thing I've learned on this journey, like, and you need time as well. You know, I've been doing so much shadow work, and it takes time. It takes a lot of time to do healing, and it's not a case of just going in and out for a weekend and then you're back to work and you're okay. You've got to honor your system, the body, you know, listening to source, our creator, letting, you know, the signs and the intuition to flow through you. And sometimes that intuition is telling you to stop and slow down and just be still. So that's one thing that a lot of us need to still integrate. Slow down and look at the bigger picture, and that everything, you know, is working out the way it should be.
You know, things happen for a reason. You know, we always talk about that, you know, like you know, or not even just like, you know, the way the lockdown, but like, you know, this can even be like with, you know, relationships that didn't work out, jobs that you never went, you know, as far, you know, even like friends, you know, family. You know, I just believe everything's on a reason. But as long as you have your kind of purpose that you're sticking to, and it, like you're at least contributing to that, like, you know, as many hours that's necessary in the week, that will always be there.
Well, it's you know, your purpose is reflecting your soul. So another thing as well with that is that to surrender to the ever-changing parts of you. You know, I think in society we've grown up that you should have one career and stick to that and you always do that. And I've always felt that doesn't fit with me at all.
We had conversations, me and when we were in the gym, I was telling her like, and I know she did this, we were in the studio, I think just in between classes, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna go Miami, I'm gonna go Florida, I want to do something in my life, YOLO.
I remember that.
But we were on that same page. We were like, look, we are only on this planet once, as far as I know. We only got one chance on this. You know, we gotta make the best of it. You know, and it's like we want to really like become the best versions of ourselves and like kind of live life on sort of like our own terms, you know, because we put a high amount of work. You know, people don't know how hard Lily was in the gym, you know, the amount of clients back to back to back from the day all the way to the evening, you know. So it's like we put the hours, we dedicate ourselves, and we're also self-improving. So, you know, we don't need to stick to the formulaic way of life, you know?
It definitely pushed us to just go and get after it. You know, that was one thing that I learned with personal training.